How are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean...
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
News is leaking from the MAGA White House, as you would imagine. And as we predicted, Elon Musk is an absolute emotional basket case. Put up the first tweet. Elon Musk apparently bursts into tears with surprising frequency.
Apparently, we made Elon Musk cry. Congratulations, everybody. This is incredible teamwork. And I think we can do even better than this. So there's reports that Elon Musk has literally been heard audibly sobbing in the Oval Office at the White House. And I can't tell you how delicious it sounds just to hear that we have successfully put him into tears. And I don't condone.
She said that whenever he get upset, like real emotional, he starts crying. He starts tearing up. You start crying when you got too much money to be a crybaby, man. So I guess Elon Musk just a bad. Cause I know if I had that kind of money, boy, you would never be able to make. I wouldn't feel.
Bad news for Elon Musk. He picked a fight and lost. For some unprovoked reason.
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you my people are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. I do appreciate all of you that keep supporting, and of course to my members, a shout out to you guys. You do me great. And as always, we are back with another interesting episode. Apparently, it is believed that Elon was heard crying and sobbing in the Oval Office, and Americans are super excited. Literally everyone all around the world, they're excited that this is happening. So I'm bringing you all the reactions, and I'll play a few clips of his when he was literally holding back tears because of all the loss that is happening to him, which all Americans are saying he deserves it. Those of you that are concerned about my eye, it's very fine. I think my temple reacted to something that I ate that was not supposed to go in the body. And yeah, the eye decided to act this way. And I don't know what happened to my dark shades. I can't find them to hide the way I look. But we are going to have to watch all these reactions from all Americans, and we'll definitely come back and say something about it.
Call to action. You're hearing a call to action.
Yeah.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty. Yeah, I mean...
But there's no turning back, you're saying?
I'm just here trying to make government more efficient, eliminate waste and fraud, and so far we're making good progress.
You know, there are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight and the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that, because those guys are, yeah. You know, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. No, I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind.
They inspired you to do this, didn't they?
Yes.
And to see them casting stones in your direction.
It's difficult.
Did you expect them to cheer you on?
So they're hoping they would.
What are you trying to prove to them?
What I'm trying to do is to make a significant difference in spaceflight and help make spaceflight accessible to almost anyone.
Apparently, we made Elon Musk cry. Congratulations, everybody. This is incredible teamwork. And I think we can do even better than this. So there's reports that Elon Musk has literally been heard audibly sobbing in the Oval Office at the White House. And I can't tell you how delicious it sounds just to hear that we have successfully bullied him into tears. And I don't condone bullying usually in any other circumstances, but in this particular case, he is destroying our country single-handedly. And so the more we can make him cry, the better. The fact that Tesla stock is down over 50%, no wonder he's crying, because he levied all of the money to buy Twitter off of Tesla stock. And I don't know what level of low it has to get to before he is in serious financial trouble and risks losing Twitter. But let's find out. Let's get there, because then maybe we'll get a decent owner for Twitter back, and it will be a better social media platform without him and a better country without him. Let's make him cry some more.
Now, y'all remember on Leave the World Behind how all them Teslas was crashing into each other? And now look, all them motherfuckers is crashing in stock in real life. Got that man Elon over there finna cry. He was really finna shed a real tear. I don't know where Trump was at with the tissue, but he showing the fuck needed one. I don't know who the fuck he think gonna give a fuck. And them motherfuckers finna be at a used lot, brand new. They finna turn them bitches from electric to gas. That shit is over with. All that shit is over with. I don't know why they thought all these drastic changes and plans were gonna work. Hell no, it's not gonna work. Just like we about to suffer, y'all finna fuck around and find out too. It's just a matter of time. Tell your granny we sorry, but them kids ain't gonna be having no workers like she thought. That shit is most definitely a negative. Very much a negative. We would say sorry, but we're not. We're not. We're hoping everything crash. Like they said, how are you taking care of any of your businesses? That man ain't even have an answer. Because he know ain't shit working that he thought was going to... What did you... Y'all need to stop thinking over there.
Now I heard this podcaster said, somebody that's real close to Elon Musk, she said that whenever he get upset, like real emotional, he starts crying. He starts tearing up. Now, I'm not a very emotional person. It takes a lot to make me cry. But you start crying when you got too much money to be a crybaby, man. So I guess Elon Musk just a bad motherfucker on X, you know. He's a good troll and shit. So in real life, you tell him to shut the fuck up, this motherfucker may start crying on your ass? Because I know if I had that kind of money, boy, you would never be able to make I wouldn't feel shit, you know what I'm saying? I'll be telling motherfucker, kiss my ass, so fuck you, I don't give a damn. That'd be my favorite choice words for your ass. Ain't no way in hell I'm gonna start crying if I was the richest motherfucker in the world. That's too much money to be a crybaby, man. What the fuck is going on here?
Good afternoon from the car line at my son's school. I'm exhausted. It's felt like Friday all day, but it's only Thursday. But some good news on a Thursday. Adolf Hitler was apparently heard sobbing from one of the rooms in the White House. Sobbing. And honestly, I would feel empathy for him, but he thinks that empathy is some terrible disease and it's like ruining society. So in honor of his wishes, I will feel no empathy for him. And I will take great joy and pride in his sadness and sorrow and despair. As a reminder, he leveraged his value in Tesla to take out the loans to buy Twitter. And the bank doesn't want Twitter. So what happens if the value of Tesla goes down enough that it doesn't even repay the loans, they will demand payment from him. And right now, Tesla is absolutely tanking. So this is really, who would have thought that this story was really going to turn around? Also, a federal judge has ordered that I think 20,000 federal employees get their jobs back. So he is losing his billions of dollars in an effort to tank the government. And the only thing he's tanking is his own wealth. And I fucking love that for him. It will be my 40th birthday at the end of this month. And the only thing I want for my 40th birthday is more Elon tears. So keep it up, America.
Hand me the black and out. So you want to get into it? Let's get into it. Crying those creamy ass Caucasus mayonnaise crummy ass tears on TV on Fox Live is damn sure not gonna save that failing ass fuck ass company of yours. It damn sure ain't gonna make nobody feel bad for you. The audacity of your ass, peon. The audacity of you after you just tried to take over the entire country and turn it into an authoritarian country and turn it into a dictatorship after trying to strip hard-working and hard-paying American citizens of their rights, their civil liberties, and all that they have worked for. The audacity of you to get your ass up on this screen after everything that you have done to us globally. And to think that your crocodile crummy ass tears was going to move somebody, take them creamy ass tears and shove them where the sun don't shine. Take them to somebody who gives a fuck. Preferably your 14th baby mama. I'm sure she would love to catch some tears. But over here, we don't give a damn. We don't give a fuck. The audacity of you of trying to take over the Department of Education, of sending all those harassing emails to those hardworking individuals in the governmental structure. The audacity of your crack-headed ass being hipped up on ketamine and everything that you can sniff up that nose of yours. Have the audacity to get up on the screen and try to cry talking about how you trying to reform and save the government. The government never asked you to save it. That's the problem. That's the part that you're missing. We are telling you and showing you at the same time, we don't want you here. You're not even an American citizen. You don't go here. And to then say right after that, that our civil liberties, that of which were put into place before you were even a fucking seed in your daddy's nutsack, are entitlements? Excuse you. The billions of dollars that he lost must not have been enough to really teach him the lesson that he needs to learn. It's not enough. So we need to go ahead and make sure that it continues to plummet. Plummet that bitch down to zero and into the negatives if that's what you got to do. Now, for those of y'all that didn't believe me when I said that I did a report on this entire company and that none of his shit is liquid and the majority of that shit is based off of the promises of loans from other places, that's why his ass on Fox News crying right now. Because he ain't got a dollar to his goddamn name. All he got is that net worth. Which is currently, as we speak, plummeting into the ground. Then you go and get your big, wide, four-headed ass. Trust me, I would know because my shit is big. You get that big blockhead ass of yours on that screen and say that the very tools that we work hard for and pay for as American citizens, that of which you do not get and you are not entitled to. You say that that is entitlements instead of rights? They are not privileges. They are rights. We work our asses off. It don't matter what you do and what field you are in. We work our asses off. And I'll be damned if I have somebody who ain't even a fucking citizen who tried to take over our entire government, who tried to stop us from getting what we need, tell us what we do and do not deserve. You got some motherfucking nerve. And that's exactly why you sitting up there looking goofy as shit up on that Fox screen crying. Because your shit plummeting. Don't play with us. Because you gonna find out every single time. You gonna find Ronald Reagan found the fuck out. Everybody that came after him found the fuck out. Bush found the fuck out. His daddy and his son found the fuck out. And you gonna find out just like everybody else, you are not the president. You are not an American citizen. And you don't get to tell us where and how to go. And the minute you think that you got that power, the people will ensure that that shit will be stripped from you. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Baby, between you and Target, I don't know who the fuck to slap. I don't know who's going broke faster, but what the fuck did we learn from this? It's clear to us that you haven't learned enough, so you need to be taught a lesson even more. You need for your shit to go into the negatives in order for you to truly learn this lesson. And word on the curb is from your board of directors is that you're too busy sniffing up everything that you have made into your fucking nose and making babies every other day. Got the audacity to be living off of our hard-earned work and have the gall to tell us what is and ain't entitlements. You're not a citizen. You don't go here. We don't even know you. And just because you buy your way into Donald Trump's bedroom, don't mean that you can buy your way into influencing us. It don't mean you can buy your way into stopping us from exercising our rights as American citizens. And it damn sure don't mean that you can buy your way to the motherfucking top. And as you can see, your power was just as fragile as your weak ass ego. Now clock that tea. Clock that tea. And I suggest you introduce yourself to a bowl of ramen motherfucking noodles, because you're going to be right in the same predicament that we in. Come next couple months, Bookie. I suggest you introduce yourself to some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, baby. I suggest you introduce yourself to Amish TikTok, because you won't need it. You won't need it. Entitlement is thinking that you can go to somebody else's country and rule sovereignty over their government and tell everybody where and how to go. That you can send out threatening emails to everyday workers that have worked their ass off to get to where they need to be so that they can get their check. People that pay their hard-earned money for taxes every year, haven't missed a beat, haven't missed a day of work. They don't do anything outside of following the rules. And you think that you get to strip their liberties and their pursuits of happiness, whatever it says in the fucking Constitution, whatever the case may be, and that you can just get away with that shit while you hopped up on drugs. That is entitlement. That is entitlement. You not even pulling half the amount of weight that we pull here on the ground and thinking that you get to say or get a say in what we get to do in said country that is built up off of our backs. Because you damn sure wasn't crying, whining, begging, and pleading when you was on X seeing all that racist shit. And you damn sure wasn't crying, whining, begging, and pleading when you was over there in Israel doing all that nasty fuck shit. And you damn sure wasn't crying, whining, begging, and pleading, snotting at the nose or sliding down the goddamn wall when you were convincing other people to get involved in your racism, your fascism, okay, and your bigotry. So don't come over here with them tears, because we don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck. And it's going to continue to tank. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage.
The action. You're hearing the call to action.
They even put the sad music behind it.
You giving up your other stuff? I mean, how are you running your other businesses?
With great difficulty.
It's giving world's tiniest violin energy.
Yeah, I mean...
But there's no turning back, you're saying.
We lost over $148 billion in under a week.
Eliminate waste and fraud.
And for those of you that don't know, Peon and his entire gang of Revenge of the Nerds collectively lost $209 billion in under a week. Now, for those of you who also doesn't know, the world markets or the trading markets, they claim they lost trillions of dollars in one day, that of which $209 billion came from Revenge of the Nerds and his wide set forehead. To me, I'm not sure if I believe that y'all actually lost. I feel like a lot of them are moving their money around. But what I do know is that a lot of investors are all pulling their stocks and selling their stocks. In fact, well over $17 million worth of stocks was sold by Tesla's company and people ingrained in the Tesla's company just yesterday. There were board members that sold their stocks. All of them are collectively lining up to sell their stocks. He's doing this interview to try and garner some kind of empathy from you. Need I remind you that when this man thought that he was on top, I have told y'all before, and I'm going to tell you again, pay attention to the enemy when they think that they have won something. They will show you exactly who they truly are. When he thought he was on top, he didn't know what the fuck the word empathy was. When he was outside doing that Nazi SWAT and telling us that it was just a Roman SWAT, or Roman signal, he didn't know what the word empathy was, and he was blaming it on everything under the sun except the fact that he is indeed a Zionist and racist. A self-hating human being. But now all of a sudden he understands what empathy is because he's losing. No, ma'am. And you're going to keep losing. You're going to keep losing. You're going to keep losing. You play with us, that's exactly what the hell is going to happen every single time. You played with the wrong motherfuckers, and now you done fucked around and found out. Sucks to suck, Pookie. And the worst part about it is every other major corporation is excited to see you fall. But why? They want to take your throne. Feed his ass to the sharks.
You know what? I just feel like Elania gets a lot of flack. A lot of hate. And, you know, maybe it's not enough. It's not enough. No. Like, we really need to break that nigga. Like, y'all think we can break a billionaire? I think we can. I think we can. See, Elon Musk has lost $100 billion since the election. Even with his access and control over federal government, his value is still going down. So I think we can break a billionaire. Like, what people don't understand is Elon Musk don't have billions of dollars. Like, he doesn't have, like, if you went to him and be like, count out your coins, he can't do that. He can't do that. See, his worth is based off of his valuation. They have assigned value to the things that he owns. And he owns stock. He owns stock in Tesla, SpaceX, X. He owns the stock. And the stock has been given value, which is why he's considered the richest man. But the value of that stock has been steadily declining. You see, they're setting fire to Tesla dealerships around the world. They are blowing up charging stations. Hackers are disrupting X. So when I say I think we can break a billionaire, I think we can. Like, that nigga needs to suffer. Like, I want him to get to hell and be like, whew, thank goodness that's over. You know? Yeah. Yeah. I want us to do more. I want us to keep that pressure on. You know what I'm saying? Not the 92% because we did our part. But the rest of y'all keep doing that shit. Keep doing it. I see y'all.
We all know Tesla stock dropped and Elon Musk lost a bunch of money. But you're thinking billionaires don't care that much. They got billions on billions, but he does care. And that's what's funny about it. It's just funny watching him. Like, it's hard. And I'm here to make government better. Because it's funny because he's not there to make government better and more efficient. He's there to make more money and he's losing money. So the plan didn't work. And nothing hurts a billionaire more than a business plan that didn't work to make more billions and then you lost a bunch of billions. Especially when you were shady and corrupt throughout the process. And your company fell apart like that new show Deli Boys. Like, y'all gotta go watch the clip. Like, he's speechless. And he has a shady dude from CNBC interviewing him. Like, so how are you gonna run your other companies and run government? It's hard. There, out of the goodness of his heart, he lost all these billions because he wants government to work bad. He wants it to work so bad that he's willing to lose billions, and he's hurt.
Bad news for Elon Musk. He picked a fight and lost. For some unprovoked reason, on January 22nd of this year, he put up a tweet, or he retweeted a tweet from somebody named Wall Street Marv that reads as follows. Carlos Slim is a Mexican billionaire worth over $70 billion. He is the largest shareholder in publicly traded shares of the New York Times. He is also known to have significant ties to the drug cartels in Mexico. You don't become a billionaire in Mexico without being part of the network that is controlled and protected. The New York Times knows who their owners are connected to and are pushing the narrative that supports Carlos Slim's business interests and partners, meaning that he's alleging that the New York Times gives favorable press to Mexican drug cartels. Anyway, Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim saw that tweet and canceled $7 billion from a $22 billion Starlink contract that he had with Elon Musk. And within an hour, he canceled the full amount of that contract, $22 billion, and is now awarding those contracts to other vendors. I love that Elon Musk just retweeted some conspiracy theory bullshit, and it cost him $22 billion. Because obviously, Carlos Slim, as an investor in the New York Times, does not have control over editorial content in the New York Times. He doesn't call them up and say, hey, can you guys run some positive stories about the Mexican drug cartels? But this is real world consequences for Elon. He retweeted something, just a retweet, and it cost him $22 billion. I love that.
People are not satisfied with the way he was treating the Americans. So it's not just the Americans, but literally everywhere, all around the world, people are boycotting his products and every stuff that is associated with him because of course, his typical behavior. Now, for me, one of the takeaway from all of this, of course, he's human. We would expect him to cry. But unfortunately, it kinda looks like it is shocking for people to see him cry because he warned and set, standards for himself, and he was talking about how the biggest weakness for human beings is empathy, which made people think, what kind of human is this that has no empathy and emotions, doesn't feel pain, and doesn't, literally sympathize with anybody, right? And we are hoping that because of that, that is the reason as to why he had all the nerves to do all the things that he was doing, because yeah, it wasn't happening to him and he really didn't give an F. But now that his wealth is going down, everything is literally just looking bad. It looks like he's melting down. It looks like he's not as strong as, he was trying to portray himself. And I mean, it is so good to see the downfall of the wicked. This man, first of all, is not godly. There's just a lot of things that are, controversial that he says that are just literally really not the best things to say. So it's not that I wish him bad, but again, I think biblically God can bring people down. He can literally fight the wicked. You cannot fight with God's people. You cannot fight with God's creation. You cannot cause all this pain and just too much, and you think all is going to be well and you're not going to face any consequence. So I feel like this is like a payback, and I think it is the beginning of his downfall. And yeah, and Americans are loving it. They're like, make Elon cry again, because yes, good to see him, literally being in the same position he's putting others. Lots of people that have been fired don't have even any side B or any option to, to make money. They are filing for unemployment and they are not being accepted. And all of those pain, the immigrants that are being deported, just it's a lot. And the world is wailing. And for him, it looks like the crying, the weeping, the tears of everybody else is, satisfies him. It's like, putting a sacrifice on fire, and then, that shimmer that comes off. It's like the aroma that really makes him happy. And that's why people are excited. They're like, you know what? I think it is so good to see you crying, because you put people in this same position. So we didn't know that you also have feelings that, this will impact you. This is even giving people a bigger, motivation to even do more and, just make sure that they boycott more. And those that signed contracts with him, they are trying to, just revoke them, just to make sure they see his downfall. And for his grandfather, of course, grandfathers are just that much attached to their grannies. Looks like he's been trying so much of his best to, really comfort him. But I don't think that at this point he has so much to do, because even him as an individual, he's frustrated. They are frustrated, to be honest, because they thought everything, I don't know, it looks like it was intentional to just bring down the government, right? But just in case they thought things are going to work out differently, you know, that's why all of them are upset. You know, they are showing their frustration on the media, on the news, on their socials. And I think it's so good to see again the wicked, you know, feeling the pain that they've been feeding others. What do you, my people, think about the Elonia, you know, tears? Is the pressure enough, or should you guys already keep pushing? I feel like there needs to be added some wood into the fire, yeah, so that, you know, it really feels more intense, because the more intense it becomes, I have a feeling you might have a chance of, you know, just being saved from him. Put your thoughts in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I will definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love all of you. Stay safe.